Elspeth Tirel, a white-aligned planeswalker from an unknown plane, is known for her martial skill and tactical mind. She began her career as a squire of Bant and quickly achieved the status of knight before traveling to Mirrodin and playing a critical role in the Mirren resistance of Phyrexia. She's depicted as an inspiring commander with enough prowess to lead her troops from the front that, when combined with her bolstering and support magic, often results in victory on the field. But a knight is only as sharp as the blade they keep, and Elspeth's own blade has a storied past. In this video, we will explore the origin of the sword that is to become the fabled Godsend and learn of its fate. To do that, we must begin our journey on the Plain of Theros. The starry sky of Nyx unfolds into a display of violence and destruction above the mortal realm of Theros. 10 years before the events of the original Theros block, Purphoros, god of the Forge, has taken up arms against his brother Heliod. Angered by Heliod's arrogance and appropriation of power, Purphoros aims to destroy his brother. But the nature of the divine on Theros prevents one god from harming another, so he sets about forging a blade of absolute destruction, one capable of damaging the very fabric of Nyx, and creates the Sword of Chaos. He strikes at Heliod with this new creation, and although the sun god deflects the attack, each blow tears holes through Nyx. In their battle, Purphoros dislodges the slumbering Hydra Pelukranos from its resting place in the stars. Heliod batters the blade from his hand, sending both Hydra and sword crashing towards the mortal realm. A 13-year-old Elspeth, exhausted and panicked after the ignition of her planeswalker spark, witnesses the scene play out and follows after the Sword of Chaos. Fearful of the massive image of Heliod that has appeared before her, she instinctively grabs for the weapon and planeswalks away. The Sword of Chaos isn't seen again in the Magic storyline for 7 years, until Elspeth becomes a Knight of Bant. Interestingly, we can see its first depiction on the card Elspeth, Knight-Errant, in the set Shards of Alara, a set that was released 5 years before the Theros block. Its brilliant craftsmanship and its signature double gemstone inlay near the sword's crossguard are on display. Elspeth uses the sword during the Conflux War, in which the horrors of the overlaid Shard of Grixis attack her home shard of Bant. This can be seen in the online graphic stories titled Honorbound. After attempting to keep the blades and her own power a secret, she is forced to unleash her true potential as demons and zombies overrun the city. She releases a torrent of white mana to destroy the zombies, while the Sword of Chaos cuts through the demons. The aftermath of the battle is depicted in the card Ardent Plea, in which Elspeth, too late to have saved the lives of dozens, unsheaths her sword and prays to the angels above. Although the day is won, Elspeth realizes Bant will never be her home and leaves the sword, simply planeswalking away. It isn't until the planeswalker Johnny Goldmane finds Elspeth fighting in the pits on Urborg that the Sword of Chaos is brought back to her. In the pits, she finds Koth of the Hammer and agrees to join him on his mission to help Mirrodin against Phyrexia. The Sword of Chaos makes a brief appearance during the Mirren-Phyrexian War. Over the years, Elspeth has become in tune with the blade and uses it as a conduit to channel her magic, making it more potent. This can be seen in the card Soul Parry. She deftly wields it as she commands the Mirren resistance against the horrors of Phyrexia, but it isn't enough to save the plane. With defeat and death at hand, she is forced once again to planeswalk. The Sword of Chaos' story continues to unfold in the original Theros block. Elspeth has returned to the Plane of the Gods in search of protection. Her fears of Phyrexia have sent her searching for the God of the Sun and his all-powerful embrace. She meets an oracle in the city of Akros, who sends her to the shrine of Heliod in the mountains above the city. Once there, she is overwhelmed by an immense guilt, a feeling that she is not and will never be enough to save the innocent from death. She prays to Heliod, asking for protection, wanting to comprehend the nature of the gods of Theros, believing that they may be enough to protect their plane from the horrors of the multiverse. She unsheaths the Sword of Chaos and lifts it to Nyx. Her prayers are heard, and the god of the sun makes an appearance before her. He quickly turns to ire, though, after laying his eyes on the sword that was meant to destroy him, and attacks Elspeth with a white-hot blast of magic. She repels his attack, a feat no mortal has done, which impresses him. He takes ownership of Perforos's sword by transforming it into a brilliant spear to mirror his own. He imparts the Godsend to Elspeth and claims her as his champion. With her skill and the power of the Godsend, he tells her that she is destined to become the protector of Theros. Elspeth journeys with her newly acquired Godsend to the polis of Meletis, but crosses paths with the awoken Hydra Pelukrinos outside the city gates. The World Eater is voracious and has its sights set on Meletis, the only thing standing between being the Sun's champion. She uses the Godsend to put an end to the Hydra, depicted in the art for Vanquish the Foul. After the planeswalker Xenagos' ritual and ascension to godhood, Elspeth vows to destroy him. Feeling responsible for his rise and seeking to avenge Daxos' death, the Sun's champion and her spear journey into Nyx to fight the god of revels. The sword spear proves to be a powerful weapon in the realm of the gods since it has the innate ability to damage Nyx. With the help of a Johnny Goldmane, Elspeth confronts Xenagos and plunges her weapon into his heart, which is seen in the card Deicide. The god of revels implodes into oblivion as the Godsend becomes a god's end. Heliod hears word of Elspeth's deed and is in complete shock. No mortal has ever even harmed a god, let alone journeyed into Nyx. When he finds that she has done both, the god of the sun becomes fearful of his champion. She's a being with knowledge of worlds beyond his, and wields a blade capable of slaying the divine. She has tarnished the very essence of godhood. She is a threat and cannot be allowed to live. With a mind of self-preservation, Heliod grabs the Godsend and thrusts it into the heart of his champion. Upon her death, the mighty spear immediately shatters into 1,000 pieces and is no more. The story of the Sun's champion and her magical Godsend are written into the myth of Theros. A remnant of it yet remains. The 2 gemstones in its guard are cast within a gold funerary mask as Elspeth Tirel bides her time in the underworld of Theros, waiting for a chance to escape. Thanks for listening to the story of the Sword of Chaos and its transformation into Godsend. Leave a thumbs up if you liked the video and subscribe for more lore content. Stay tuned. In the next video, I will discuss the story of Daxos of Meletis. Until then, go forth and explore the lore.